Good morning, guys, and welcome to day 5 and the final leg of the cross-European road trip here in the Polestar 2. It is now just before 6 o'clock in the morning. Today we have the longest leg of the trip so far, 1,250 kilometers almost. We're going all the way here from Hanover in Germany to Oslo, Norway. So yeah, if you haven't seen any of the other parts, guys, part 1, 2, 3, and 4, link in the description box down below. And also, if you're liking these road trips, please be sure to drop a like on the video down below and also subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. And also follow me on Instagram for daily updates from the trip, so you're up to date with everything that's happening and you get also, you know, behind the scenes and other stuff. So we are now at 100%. That is pretty nice. Exactly right now, the moment I'm speaking, we are done. We are at 100% charge. So we are ready to go. So I'm just gonna pack the car, guys, and I will see you guys on the road. Look at the empty Autobahn in the north of Germany in the morning. This is the beauty of driving early and getting out of Germany as quickly as possible. Okay, this is our exit here, Brukenlanda. We are going to stop and charge here. And according to the map here, we're going to have to go around on the rear side here. Okay, so let's go ahead and back up here. So we arrived here with 19% battery, look at that. And average speed is 125 kilometers an hour, 220 kilometers covered, 26.8 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So outside temperature 16 degrees also. And we've had a little bit of showers, just a few showers, but yeah, we are most definitely not in the south of Europe anymore because we don't have the warm temperatures. It's not 24 degrees now in the morning as it was in Milan, or 28 or however. So swipe my e-tron card here. That's the card I'm using from my Audi e-tron. And as a precaution, just keep some pressure on the top of the connector here on these Phoenix connectors, because communication happens through the top of the connector. And due to the weight of this cable, because these are, you know, liquid cooled, if you don't, you know, push the top sometimes and the weight of the cable pulls the connector away from the top, we will have failing in communication and initializing. So we want to avoid that. So we are now charging fairly quickly. We are back at the Trinity chargers. These are really nice and reliable, and yeah, don't have as many issues as the ABB chargers seem to have. So let's see if we pick up speed here. We are at 19%. And the next charging session we're going to be able to make it to is about 200 kilometers away. So I've estimated if we go to 80%, then we will have enough juice. The one past that is in, I'm not sure where it is, but it's 280 kilometers away. And I don't think we will be able to make that. Then we have to go to, really high battery percentage, and that will just take time. So we're gonna go to 80% here. That should give us enough juice to go all the way to the next, where I wanna go, which is 200 kilometers away. Okay, let's see, we are picking up speed now. Let's see if we can hit that peak speed of 150 kilowatts. But sometimes when we go on the Autobahn, we have, the battery becomes too hot, and then we do something that's called rapid gating, where we don't actually get the maximum speed because the battery is too hot. But okay, 145 seems to be the nice speed. So I'm gonna go in, get something to eat, something to drink, and I will see you guys at the next charging stop. Welcome back to Denmark, guys. We are now here at Ionity in Fredericia. We are doing our second charging stop. We arrived here with 3% battery, and we have covered a little more than 400 kilometers, meaning that we are about 1/3 of our way back to Oslo. And let's check the speed we're getting here at this Ionity charger. Yeah, so we're getting 142 kilowatts, hopefully with these tritium chargers that we have all the way, well, back to Oslo, you know, through Denmark and through Sweden, we will be getting that peak speed and no issues at all. So I'm going to top up to 85, maybe even 90%, yeah, a long charging session now, because I want to go all the way to Malmö, to the Ionity charger there. And then if we have frugal enough driving, we may be able to only do one charging stop after that. So a total of 4 charging stops on our way to Oslo, covering 1,200 kilometers in a day. That would be pretty darn awesome. So we're at this Circle K station here. And since we're back in Scandinavia, guys, you know what that means. I'm so sick and tired of drinking Coca-Cola Zero. What's up with Germany and Switzerland and Italy? Don't you guys like Pepsi Max? Let me know in the comment section down below. But that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go into the station, get myself a Pepsi Max, and I'll see you guys in Malmö. We have just passed Copenhagen and are crossing Øresundbroen, the bridge between Scandinavia and continental Europe, which makes this trip so much easier. This is a pretty spectacular bridge over, well, the ocean, and makes this trip so much easier. It's a spectacular bridge. And guys, we have windy weather today, but not as windy as when we drove the other way, and we have the wind in the right direction. So we actually have a tailwind, meaning that consumption is now down to 24.7 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. And look at this, guys, 6% battery, but not when we come to the charger here in Malmö, because we actually have 30% left. We will have 6% when we get to Helsingborg. That means if we top up enough there, we will be able to get to Oslo with only one more charging stop, and that is pretty awesome. And yeah, guys, you can hear it now. It's not blowing at all on this bridge today. So yeah, that is pretty nice. Thankfully, we have, you know, the wind on our side on one way on this trip, meaning that, yeah, we may be able to set a pretty nice time today, and a better time than we initially anticipated. Do you hear that, guys? We're doing an indicated 110, and listen to that road noise. And let's move over to the right lane here, where there is a new patch of asphalt. It's a little bit more quiet, but I mean, not by much. So I've talked about this in so many videos, about this car, about my own Audi e-tron, the e-tron GT, and yeah, countless other electric cars. And that is tire noise, and some cars having more tire noise than others. And then I get comments on videos where people are like, what are you talking about? This car has no tire noise. I own this car, yada yada yada. And I'm not, you know, disputing what people's experiences and what people, you know, report. But this is the thing. Here in Sweden and in Norway and other places up north around the globe, the, you know, asphalt is much more coarser because it has to withstand, you know, the winters, the snow, the ice, the rainfall, and also, you know, snow plows plowing the roads multiple times throughout the winter. You know, the wear and tear on the asphalt in northern latitudes is much harsher, and that's why the asphalt also has to be of a much, you know, harder mixture that makes more noise. So, you know, it's interesting. I've driven it through Europe now, where this car has been dead silent. I've been cruising at 150 kilometers an hour on the Autobahn, and you know, it's being whisper quiet. And then I get to Sweden, and then I'm doing 110, and then it is very noisy. But I wanted to address that because now I've actually been through Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Germany, Liechtenstein, Austria, Switzerland, and Italy. I don't know how many countries that is, but many countries. And the asphalt and roads are very different from country to country. Once you hit Denmark, I mean, just crossing over from Denmark to Sweden, the asphalt is much more coarse, and you can hear it. I have to raise my voice. We're only doing 120 now. But yeah, so I just wanted to mention that. That is very, very interesting. We are now charging here at Ionity in Helsingborg. We arrived here with 7% battery, and we're going to disconnect, well, very, very soon. But I just want to show you guys and tell you guys that I have learned to trust the navigation system in this car because it is very, very accurate when it comes to estimating the range. If anything, it actually underreports, meaning that you can arrive with more battery than the car estimates, and that's always better than arriving with less battery. But what you can trust in this car is the GOM, the gasometer, and the estimated range, because this number here is just a fixed number based on the battery percentage, which is now at 82%. And I know that people have been, commenting that in their Polestar 2 after the update that, the estimated range corresponds to the consumption, but not in this car. If that's the case for you, well, all good to you, but that's not the case in this car. So what I do is I put in the destination, and then I just wait till we get into a few percent. So I put Spekerö, Ionity, and the car's now estimating we will arrive there with 5%, now at 83%. And I think that will be enough, because I think actually we may arrive there with even more battery. So we're gonna disconnect now, guys, and I will catch up with you guys when we get to Spekerö. Here we are. This is the last charging stop of this cross-European road trip in the Polestar 2. Yeah, it's the last one, so I'm feeling, I don't know, a bit sentimental now. No, I'm really not. I mean, I'm glad to come home now, because being on the road for 5 days, and especially the past few days with these 15-hour-long stints and editing the videos in the evening, and then just, sleeping for, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours. Yeah, that really, really takes the toll on you. And I don't think I could do this for another day. So I think the next time I'm doing this, which may just be in a few weeks, guys, comment down below where you want me to go next. It has to be somewhere where I don't have to be in quarantine to go home. But I mean, next time I'm going to plan a little more time. I just did this quite spontaneously, and I had a limited time window because I have to be home tonight. So okay, enough about that. Let's see if there are any chargers vacant, and there are not. No chargers vacant. So this is charging, and then there's one charger that's not working, and then there's a car that's queuing. Okay, so we'll just have to place ourselves in the queue here, and then maybe let's go ahead and see if there's another charger. So let's go ahead and navigate to home. Let's see, not the Holland. This is where we're going. Yeah, I know it's close, but let's see if we can add a charging stop here. And yes, I know they want us to charge here. This is here, right? Yeah, that is here, but they are all occupied. Via the Audi e-tron services webpage, which I've been using throughout this trip to find local chargers, I found a charger that is 5.9 kilometers away from here, which is a 50 kilowatt charger. So that ID3 that was charging was only at like 20%. The XC90 had just connected, and there was a Mach-E in front of us. So I mean, waiting would at least have been, I don't know, 20, maybe 30 minutes, depending on how far people are going to charge. So I think it's a better bet to just try this one over here. And I don't know, it's not like along the motorway, and it's in the opposite direction. So all of those cars were Norwegian cars going home on this Sunday. So I'm crossing my fingers that all of these here should be vacant, and we'll be able to top up, so we at least can get closer to Norway. Once we get, cross Norway, I think we will have many choices when it's comes to lightning charging. So that was not the last charging stop. This is not going to be the last charging stop. We're going to probably have one more in Norway. So I am crossing my fingers that we actually can cross in here. Yes, we can. And there's a Tesla charging. Is there only one charger here? Is there only one charger? Seriously? No, this has to have... No, it has a CCS. So thank God it has a CCS. Otherwise, yeah, this is an EON charger, so I can use my my card, and then we have 2% battery here. Okay, so hopefully this should work without any issues. Cable should be long enough. Yes, it is. Okay, and then let's swipe our card here. That's not the right card. Car is turned off. Why is he already giving me an error message? That's annoying. Connection okay. Or maybe that was the car that was here prior. Okay, so this is a thinner cable, so I don't have to hold the connector, because this doesn't have the same weight as the water-cooled ones, because this is only should only deliver 50. So hopefully this, the whole station there can deliver 43 plus 50 plus 50, 150 in total. And yes, we are now charging. And let's hop in and see what kind of speed we do get. And then we'll have to find out where the closest 150 charger is close to Norway. And let's go ahead and see if we are getting any decent speed. Yeah, we should be getting 50 kilowatts in no time. Okay, so this didn't go as smooth as I thought it was going to go. So I'm going to have to find off camera a charger, and then find out, how much we have to charge. And I will see you guys at our next charging stop, which should, cross my fingers, be our last charging stop for this trip. We have now finally made it to the fifth and the last charging stop of the day and of this whole road trip. We are here at Strømstadparken at Ionity, and we charged to, what was that, 40%? 39%. We charged to 39% at the other charger, and it only gave me a maximum speed of 39 kilowatts. Super slow. It took 47 minutes to go to 39%. So I just barely made it there with 2% battery, and yeah, we're charging now at 147 kilowatts. So that is pretty nice. And our destination is 154 kilometers away. So I'm estimating that we will, have enough range to go there at about 55 or 60%. But we'll wait until, the car shows we will ride there with 5 or 10%. At this rate, we will be, on our way pretty soon. As predicted, guys, when we got back to the Norwegian border, we would be met by a large queue. And lo and behold, according to Google Maps, 30 minutes of extra time almost. And that will most definitely give a penalty to our average speed. So that's why we're just going to take a look at that right now. 112 kilometers an hour. We've been on the road for 10 hours and 32 minutes, 24.1 or 24.2 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. And also 1,141.7 kilometers covered. So yeah, I mean, that goes to show you that we can have the same average speed as we had the other day through Germany on our way down and hammering it. And yeah, if we just keep a constant speed, which we have done today through Germany, I think we were mostly doing like 140, 150, maybe 160, and that has kept our consumption quite low. And it's also interesting to know that, you know, except for the queue, we'll also, you know, take this into account because we've been through queues all over Europe. Why would we discount this? But it will be interesting to see if our average speed from Hanover through the Norwegian border and back to Oslo is higher than we had, for example, from Genova to Hanover yesterday. That will be very interesting to see if the average speed north in Europe is the same or lower or higher as in southern Europe. So yeah, I'm gonna sit through this, guys, and I will catch up with you when we get to our destination, and then we'll sum up this trip. After 16 hours on the road, we are finally here at our destination at Holland, which was also our starting point 5 days ago. Today, we covered 1,273 kilometers, average consumption 24.3 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, and 107 kilometers an hour in average speed. Even though we had traffic at the Norwegian border, our average speed today was higher than it was yesterday. So who would have thought that the average speed in Northern Europe was higher than in Southern Europe? Even though we had traffic throughout Denmark and Sweden and Norway, I mean, we had traffic throughout all of Europe. And who would have thought that the biggest bottleneck of these 5 days was not the charging, was not the range of this car, was not anything to do with this being an EV. The biggest bottleneck was construction and traffic throughout all of Europe, and even at the service stations. And if you saw yesterday's video, the gas station had queues at the diesel pumps and petrol pumps. I mean, I'm glad I didn't drive a petrol car because it would have taken as long time. But, and I just want to share a few words with the Polestar before we get into some of the closing, you know, words of this trip. I'm so glad I took this car on this trip because its size, its sportiness, its, you know, its firm ride was perfect for the high speed on the Autobahn, for the twisty sections on the Autostrada between Milan and Genova, and even here from the motorway and up to here where it's really, you know, curvy and you have these, you know, sweeping turns. It's such a good car. And the road noise that I think is more prominent in this car than in my Audi e-tron wasn't an issue anywhere in Europe. And the best thing of all about this car is the ergonomics. I mean, the controls on the steering wheel, the gear selector, the volume here, and also the infotainment system. I mean, there are so many good things about this car that I have just loved. But maybe the best thing is these seats, because after 5 days, 4,800 kilometers, guys, that's the final count. 61 hours in this seat, 20 hours of charging, no, 12 hours of charging, 20 charging stops. I don't have any back pains. I'm not tired in my body. These seats are amazing. I could have gone 2,500, 5,000 kilometers more. I could have done this trip again and I would have still been comfortable. I mean, so for that reason alone, and those reasons, I don't think I would have taken any other car. But don't worry, guys, I'm going to make a whole separate video on the cost of this trip and all the details around that, because a lot of you guys have been asking, but I don't have the overview now because I haven't been billed for all the charging, but we're going to go through that in a whole separate video. And also, the response of over these 4 videos I've uploaded has been enormous. You guys have loved these videos, and there are several hundred comments on all of these videos. So I'm going to make a separate video, you know, addressing a lot of the comments and also talking about the things that I found, you know, interesting and things I learned and things I'm going to do different next time, guys, because the response has been so amazing over these videos. I'm so glad that you guys have liked this, because this is something I've been wanting to do for the longest time, and you guys have loved this. I haven't gotten this good response over so many videos in a row ever. You know, I get my usual hit here and there, but these videos have been amazing. So thank you very much, guys. And if you haven't liked this video already, go ahead and like the video, and also subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on, well, the next few videos because I'm going to do more road trips just this week. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to log off now. I'm going to turn off the camera, get a good night of sleep, because tomorrow me and my daughter are going to Bergen, and I'm going to make, yeah, a few videos on the west coast, or maybe I'll go on a different road trip. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please drop me a thumbs up down below, and for more car content, as always guys, please subscribe. See you guys later, and goodbye.